Hi, everyone. My name is Drew Chapin. For those who don't know me, I'm a former San Francisco tech startup founder who found the group after I was charged with securities fraud in 2021. And one of the things that happened right after I was arrested is that my online footprint changed. I had a DOJ press release. I had dozens of local news stories. I had social media. My Google search page was a complete disaster. And right away, I heard from a couple big name online reputation firms who watch for these kinds of events. They look for a big negative story, they reach out, they tell you they can fix it. And since I knew this was going to be a problem for me when I was on the other side of my legal trouble, I knew that I was going to need to get a job and that my Google page was going to be a problem. I took the calls. We talked it out. They presented a plan of action. And after listening to a few of those pitches, I realized that this work they were doing was really no different than the work I had done my entire career. It's just that in my work life, I was helping promote apps and e-commerce websites. And these folks were doing it for justice impacted people. So I decided to take it on myself, try and reclaim my online identity. Like I said, I knew it was going to be so important. And it went well. I successfully suppressed or de-indexed 195 of my 197 news stories, which has given me a little room to tell my story on my terms, and has made a world of difference in getting my career back on track. So what I'm here to do today is share 3 quick tips that'll help you do the same. The first is really about building up your presence, beginning with social media. When someone gets arrested, it's natural to close your accounts and just want to curl into a little ball. I totally get that. But the problem is that social media profiles are some of your best friends as it relates to your online reputation. When someone Googles you, it's Google's job to offer the most high authority information about the search term. And the fact is that for a lot of people, that's LinkedIn or Facebook. So Google really likes to put those profiles front and center for people. So if you have search results where the entire front page is covered with negative press, go and register all these social media networks: Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. Look for professional registries or other directories like Crunchbase, Polywork, the org. Even if you're not planning on using them. And you're also going to want to build a personal resume or biography website, which I know can sound intimidating, but there are so many tools to do this. It's never been easier to build your own website with Wix or Squarespace or GoDaddy or WordPress. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but you want something that Google will look at, know that it's a good source of information, and index it accordingly. And at the end of the effort, if you do it right, you'll have a ton of pages, a dozen or more, ranking on pages 1, 2, or 3 that you control. And that's a huge first step. The next one has to do with legal aggregators. We all know that every legal case in the country is available on Pacer. But there are also a bunch of websites that will scrape Pacer and republish that content on their own website. And they do that because they'll say that they're making legal cases easier to research for law firms. That's true. But this also unfortunately means that they're available on search engines. So you might have seen Case Text or Court Listener or Justia or Law 360, CaseMind, DocketBird, Unicourt, many of them. It means that your one legal matter, whether it's a criminal matter, personal bankruptcy, whatever, can be posted as many as 10 times over. And that really floods your search results page. But the good news is that since these websites exist to help as a legal research tool, they're generally amicable to removing these cases from search engines. It's a process called de-indexing. I published an article about what this means with specific instructions for each one. Some have email addresses to contact, others have forms. If you contact me, I can share that link. And finally, handling negative news. Now, while every news outlet handles this differently, many news outlets now have councils or teams that entertain de-indexing or removal requests. The criteria vary, but often, if you're a nonviolent, first-time offender, you could make a request after a certain amount of time. Some of the big considerations that they take into account are there on the right part of the screen. Go through the proper channels and ask nicely. Cannot hurt to ask. That's my time. Again, my name is Drew Chapin. I'm here to help with any of your search engine or online reputation needs, whether they're personal or business. Please do reach out. Thank you so much for the time. Again, it's drew@chapin.io. Thank you.